Do you remember those days when as a child you spent days and days trying to unlock all the secrets, all the characters and each collectible available in each game in which you were immersed? Do you remember feeling completely satisfied when you fully complete the progress of a game? The bestiary, secondary missions, the secrets that only hardcore players dare or manage to beat. But above all, do you still remember when companies cared about giving players awesome experiences and quality content? Some will say things like, this is how the industry is right now, or now it is more difficult to make video games. But I think the only thing that has changed is how easy it is for developers to implement infamous practices that seek to exploit us more than your boss during Christmas season. Maybe these companies were always like that, and we never saw it. Maybe the golden age of video games is over. Well, there is still games today that continue to stand up for the industry, and I'm really grateful that they exist. However, depending on a few games a year is not enough. Unfortunately, one of those companies, one that a few years ago I knew that it would not disappoint, has now fallen lower than ever. Blizzard used to be one of my favorite companies. Every game was amazing and seems like they were on another level compared to the rest. However, since the merger with Activision, it was never the same. Numerous internal problems, mass layoffs, sexual harassment claims, and key members that make Blizzard a giant left the company for non-conformity reasons. Blizzard has become the laughingstock of the industry, a joker that is only seen to have a fun time. The internet is now flooded with videos from people from all walks of life expressing their discomfort and stating their pain of seeing their idol become a puny pachinko machine. All the critics' websites have many of their games at the bottom of the list. Diablo Immortal has a very deserved 0.3 in user score at the time of recording this video, and the reason is clear. How can you ruin a franchise so legendary and loved by millions of players that has a game that is considered by many to be a masterpiece? Well, take all the elements that make that and other games successful and put them behind a paywall. That will definitely make the fan base happy, right?
Hey, just was wondering, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
No, it's a.
Despite all that, Diablo Immortal still made more than 100 million from launch. So why is that despite the great majority of players hated the way it was handled, they still made such an enormous profit? Well, there are two reasons for that. The first one is because there is just way too many players that have never seen a video like this, explaining what companies like Blizzard and others are doing. So they just accept what they see. They may or may not spend money on the game, and those are the casual players that inflate the numbers of downloads and the positive reviews. They only want to have fun with the game, or they just look on the good graphics in the mobile phone like this game has. However, the second reason is the reason that these companies keep on doing this: the whales. The whales are those players that are completely aware of what's happening in the game industry, but regardless of that, they have enough money to invest in these games. These guys have virtually no boundaries when it comes to how much money are they willing to pay for an item. All they want is to have the most powerful gear, the most expensive or rare item, and to be seen with it, to destroy every other player with those overpowered legendary items. Well, they go game after game doing the same. Because when they see that they are on top of the game for a period of time, well, it is time to move to the next one, as nobody is going to challenge them, or maybe they find the game boring at that stage. So this minority is what the game industry is aiming to. The games are designed only to attract more players like them. The casual players will still put some money in there, but without the whales, that system has no meaning. Without the addicts, casinos will be broke. And all of this is a real shame, as Diablo Immortal is actually a solid game technically speaking. I mean, the gameplay is reminiscent of Diablo 3, but in your smartphone. Maybe the PC version is a downgrade, but it's still better than your average mobile game. I had a good time going through the campaign, but it is all I have to say about the game. So many people will argue that this game is enjoyable without spending a single penny on it. And I applaud your positivity, my friends. However, that won't change the fact that the mechanics are still in there, and they are changing the way the games are being created. Therefore, players have to raise their voices to change it somewhat. Reject these practices so we can try and get back to the old ways when video games were just a mean to express ourselves in ways that no other media can. Diablo is not the only game that has suffered from this, and it will be too late to salvage some of those values of old if nothing is done soon. We can only turn our heads into the indie scene, which is been popping up recently as a consequence of this reality. We can still feel the same way when you play some of those titles, as many of the young developers have still that strong desire of giving quality games. Plus, the tools available for indie productions are more accessible and easy to learn thanks to the enormous amounts of tutorials and courses that the community have made. We can only hope that with more and more countries putting regulations to loot boxes and microtransactions, there will be some changes for the benefit of the players. Changes that can give back the essence of the games and prevent these companies to manipulate people in the way they want. If players still want to spare their money, it's fine, but do it outside the game with web pages or Discord servers or any other application designed for that reason. So the casual player is not tempted to throw all their parents' money into a video game. I really hope that we can change the way video games are made, and we can do it together. Let's share some ideas in the comment section. I wanna hear what other ideas you guys have. If you like this video, smash the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Have a good one.